Okay, hey everyone, it's Johnny here with Maddie and Faith, and we're in a special location. Where are we, people?
On the trampoline!
We're on the trampoline, that's right. This is their Christmas gift, and so we finally got it up with a few blisters and pain, but here we are. So we're going to do a soap update for you before we have a little bounce around. And so this week, soap, we've got, after this, 3 weeks left, so feel free to join us. I also want to say we're really encouraged by hearing so many stories of people calling one another and really supporting each other and encouraging each other. So keep it up. If you're watching this and going, hey, not many people have called me, be that person to call. Be a blessing. Call each other and check on each other and support each other. So here we are with the soap from our Bible study on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. You're more than welcome to join us. Let us know. You can do it via your phone or through Zoom. And so this week's passage again is in Colossians. So we're now into Colossians chapter 2, verse 16 to 23. And it says this: "Don't let anyone condemn you for what you eat or drink, or do not celebrate, or for not celebrating certain holy days, or new moon ceremonies or Sabbaths. For these rules are only shadows of the reality to come, and Christ himself is that reality. Don't let anyone condemn you by insisting on pious self-denial or the worship of angels, saying that they have visions about these things. Their sinful minds have made them proud, and they are not connected to Christ, the head of the body. For he holds the whole body together with its joints and ligaments, and it grows as God nourishes it. You have died with Christ, and he has set you free from the spiritual powers of this world. So why do you keep on following the rules of the world, such as don't handle, don't touch, don't taste? Such rules are mere human teachings about these things that deteriorate as we use them. These rules may seem wise because they require strong devotion, pious self-denial, and severe body discipline. But they provide no help in conquering a person's evil desires." And that's Colossians chapter 2, verse 16 to 23. In this passage, Paul is kind of talking faith versus legalism. Here people were doing all this kind of crazy stuff, this whipping themselves, hurting themselves to try to get right with God, or still observing the first of the month, the new moon Sabbath holidays, to do all these sacrifices, going back all the way into the Old Testament, sacrifices to appease and get clean with God. Paul's saying it's not that anymore. You are free because of Christ. He has set you free, and you should live in that freedom. You are saved by faith, not by these acts. These acts that are physical, not touching, not eating, they're things that pass. It reminds me of what Jesus says in Mark chapter 7. It says, "It's not what goes into your body that defiles you. You are defiled by what comes from your heart." It's by faith. So yes, if you feel good by maybe not eating meat or whatever it might be, and you feel a connection with God in doing that, if that's your choice, that's good for you. But that doesn't mean that's for everyone. Here Paul is just really reminding the people that you are saved by faith. So live by faith. And don't condemn other people if they choose to eat meat or whatever it may be, because ultimately we stand before God, our ultimate judge. The purpose here, again, was to encourage people to grow in their faith, grow in their maturity, grow in their walk. And the only way we do that is rooting ourselves to God, staying connected to him in all seasons of life. So this is what we kind of grasped from this passage, and we love hearing what other people are saying when we do our Bible study together. And so join us, as we study the Word and we observe what it's saying, and then we apply it. Applying it continues in rooting ourselves to God, so that we grow in our faith in him. Applying it so that as we journey ourselves and knowing the truth in the Word, that when somebody may come to you and say, hey, you need to observe this or that, we'll be able to say, well, actually, I'm saved by faith. And now that's not an excuse just to do whatever. Paul talks about that in other chapters of letters that he writes to churches. That doesn't mean that you just do whatever, but it is meaning that we have a relationship with him. That does mean that we are forgiven of our sins, and that we can live free from sin, and those chains can be broken, all through faith in him. It's not by works, it's by faith, and this faith is bouncing. Should we have a jump?
Yeah, jump.
Okay. So as we get our jump on. You guys have a good week. Be a blessing to others.
Boink, boink, boink.
I feel my food coming up. Is this good?
Yeah, it's so good.
Alright. Okay, guys. Continue in the word. Continue bouncing. Be a blessing. Bye.
Bye.